Darkness falls, and with it, the truth emerges. In a world where the line between fact and fear is blurred, beneath the surface of forgotten towns and restless graves, hide secrets soaked in blood and whispers that never die. From the chilling depths of true crime to the unexplained shadows of the paranormal, we dive into the stories that haunt both past and present. Welcome to Realm of Darkness.
Hi, Ashley. How are you?
I am lovely. How are you?
You are. Your face is a little red. You all right?
I contemplated skipping tonight's idea and just having a therapy session because sometimes people need it.
Yes.
And my poor dad got it before I logged on. Yeah, dad had to hear it all. So I had to take a few breaths and drink some water. We're good to go now.
You got to stay hydrated. You got to
Right.
stay hydrated.
But I also have a mix of emotions because one, I'm super excited because Dunkirk released last week.
Yes.
Which was so much fun. And it was a location that, we did our very first solos as a team. So I thought that was fun. But then I'm also a little nervous about the case tonight. So
this one is it's a not so fun one, but
I will say, to start out, I think this is probably the first case that I've ever watched a video and about cried.
Well, that's kind of how I hadn't heard about this one until maybe a couple weeks back, and it just randomly popped up on a TikTok reel. I'm like, oh wow, like not good. This is not a good one. All things not good.
Yeah, it's rough, and I didn't even realize that it happened. So it was January of 2024, but it recently just hit the social medias, and I think it just recently hit because there are court dates happening. There has been a sentencing. There's things that are happening now that I think is kind of bringing it back to the mainstream. And then also, they didn't release the videos until after the investigation, and we do have them. There are videos, and they're pretty disturbing. So I don't know. I guess let's just start talking about it because I don't think we're going to be able to make it sound any better than what it is.
No, it's not a good. It's one of the ones where it wasn't. It didn't take them long to figure out who did this, mainly because literally the entire thing from start to finish was on security cameras at the house, inside the house, outside the house. That's I don't know. It's one of those ones where everything was captured and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about who did what and all that stuff. So
well, and I know one of the reasons that we wanted to do this case before we get into it is, because there's been a lot of situations where this is happening. People are pretending to be construction workers, UPS, FedEx, Amazon, and that is how they're getting into these houses and causing home invasions. And that's exactly what happened here, is that, this man dressed up in a UPS uniform, which he actually, and I don't know if you read this, but he actually was a seasonal UPS worker, but he was working for them at the time. So
he had just left the job 2 weeks before this whole thing took place. He was, obviously like a seasonal employee for like Christmas time and stuff like that. So once this was done, they parted ways and all that stuff. So,
And he
but he
kept
got
his
to keep his uniform. Yeah, a
Yeah.
couple uniforms
So,
actually.
unfortunately, he looked legitimate. And
Mhm.
so, what happened is, like you said, there are security cameras, but
Mhm.
this man was dressed in a UPS uniform. He had a box, like a legitimate package, and he went and knocked on this house, or he knocked on the doors of this
Mhm.
house. One of the older children, who was 20 years old, answered the door. He said, "Hey, I have a package I need a
Mhm.
signature for." And he's like, "Okay." Well,
Mhm.
then another man dressed as a UPS worker
Mhm.
comes up, and he lets them in the house.
Mhm.
And when he lets them in, a third man who was not wearing a UPS uniform
Yeah.
rushes the house at this point,
Mhm.
and they all go in, and it is a robbery, home invasion. Um, and like you said, the entire robbery was filmed on outdoor and
Mhm.
indoor surveillance cameras.
Yeah.
Um, the harsh part about it is when this robbery took place, that 20-year-old, we'll say son, was home.
Mhm.
He let them in. The mother was home. The father was home. And then they had two small children who were 5 and under.
Mhm.
I think it was 5 and 3, but I'm not
I believe
100%
that's right. Yeah.
sure. I believe they were 5 and 3, and they were also home.
Mhm.
And, these men come in, and these children are welcoming. I don't know if you saw
Mhm.
that in the video,
Yeah.
but, hands them a toy like, "Oh, hi,
Mhm.
how are you?"
Mhm.
And at that point, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
The men start one of them, pins the father in the kitchen.
Mhm.
One of them pins the son, and,
Mhm.
that's typical. You take out who
Yeah.
you're gonna consider not take out, you condense? Not
Yeah. You
you
you try to
isolate.
handle the situation. Yeah.
Yeah, you isolate the
Yeah.
people who you think are gonna be a threat, so it's instantly gonna be the men. The children
Mhm.
are ushered away, and the woman is the one who really has to take most of the direction from these
Mhm.
burglars, and they're yelling at her about money and a safe and get the money," and she's
Mhm.
trying to be cooperative, um, but as a mother, your 2 small children, your older child, and your husband, they're all there.
Mhm.
You can tell she's very nervous, she's very scared, but she is trying to give them what they want.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, at the end of the day, what she was able to give them, they did not think
No.
was enough.
No. So part of the theory of why they were even there to begin with has to do it's kind of drug related. They thought the stepfather was kind of under, and this came out after the fact anyway, that he was kind of under investigation for, like drugs and that kind of stuff, and sending money to Mexico, stuff like this. And then they
Mhm.
actually did find one of his storage units after the fact, and there was meth and marijuana and cocaine, all that stuff. So these people, I would imagine, targeted them because they somehow knew he was involved. And
Mhm.
obviously, you're thinking with that, there's going to be some amount of money in this house that would be substantial enough to go and try to obtain. Um,
Exactly.
but yeah.
And that makes sense why they were yelling, "Give me the
Mhm.
money, give me the
Yeah.
money." And, the woman just kept saying, "That's all we have, that's all we
Hmm.
have." And I
Yeah.
don't, from the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like they actually believe her.
Yeah.
And from start to finish, well, I should say from when they entered the house until they left and exited the house, the entire crime took 7 minutes.
Hmm.
So in those 7 minutes, clearly by the title,
Hmm.
that it was a homicide.
Yeah.
So in 7 minutes, these men took 3 lives and absolutely traumatized 2 children.
Hmm.
Now, hopefully the 3-year-old won't remember,
Hmm.
but by the actions of the 5-year-old, I
Yeah.
100% believe that they're gonna remember, if not have
Hmm.
nightmares for a very long time.
Yeah, that's not
Um,
something they'll ever forget. Just we'll play some of the videos here, but
yeah.
you'll definitely see what Ashley's talking about with it. Should we just hop right into the first video?
I think We can. I think we need to talk a little bit about what happens in the house so that people who want to stick around for the video are not shocked when they see what happens.
So the first video will just be them getting into the house. And then we could talk about it after that and like different things we notice and whatnot of just that part. So, and then we'll go into the next part and give everybody kind of a warning. The first part is just they're just getting into the house. So just, you can see how quickly things kind of escalated from what was actually going on and stuff like that. So,
and how real they looked. Yeah. They looked authentic.
Okay, I have it open if you are ready.
Yep.
Yeah, you see he's in a full uniform and all that, like UPS logos, a box. It's another guy out by the street.
Well, by the way he looks, I wonder if they knew that there were cameras. Because he looked straight into the camera.
He looked straight at it, yeah.
And this is where I would be wary, is standing back there with a mask on. But I don't think they saw him when they initially opened the door.
Now, the mask, too, it is January. It is Minnesota, so it's probably a little cold.
Okay, touche.
Touche, yeah. So that wouldn't be that crazy, I think. But initially, nobody answers, and they start to walk away, which they probably would have not have answered, but. And then here comes. This is the son that comes to open the door.
Seconds away from not happening.
Yeah. Crazy.
The other red flag should have been that he didn't just hand the box over.
Yeah. Why is he going to the door? Right there.
Come on, don't move. Don't move. Move your hand. Move your hand. Open the door. Move like that. Open the door.
You know, they're calling for the other guy out the car. Who's definitely not in a UPS uniform, but they didn't see him. That's probably why he was still over there.
Right.
Well, this guy's kind of hesitant too, like he doesn't want to go in, but.
Come on!
Alright, so that's kind of where. And then they go inside.
And yeah. In that, I mean, I know in the moment you don't see those types of red flags. You don't look for the clues of what's going to happen. And, you know, I've never had a UPS driver or FedEx or Amazon, anybody come up to the door if I'm already outside. They just hand the box and go. So him not handing it over and walking up, that should have been red flag number one. But again, if they already had the guns, if he would have just said, oh, I can take that, the guns would have been pulled sooner. And I think the result would have been the same. But it's just one of those situations where you need to be aware of your surroundings. And, you know, why were there two? Why I've never seen two, you know, it's just, there's a lot to that video that makes me question. But again, in the moment, you're not thinking about those things.
Yeah. Cause right off the bat too, there wasn't like a UPS truck or anything. They drove a blue car, which comes into play later in the fact, but like, you know, you're not, like you said, you're not thinking about it. You just see, oh, look at this guy at the door. Like, and they've got cameras. So I don't know, maybe they looked at the cameras and saw, oh, it's UPS outside. You know, everybody does that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it wasn't. And I mean, there's really, put yourself in that situation. You're gonna probably answer the door thinking, no, it's UPS.
Well, I never answer the door for anybody.
No, well,
unless I know you're coming.
Touche.
Then like,
touche.
I even tell my family, I'm like, if I don't know you're coming, I'm not answering the door because I don't know who's standing behind the garage waiting. But I'm also crazy.
unfortunately, like you sometimes have to think like that. Like,
Mhm.
see, I don't know about you, but I know when I'm supposed to have like packages delivered and stuff like that. I keep track of all that stuff. I know what's coming, what's going, and stuff like that. But I also live alone. We've talked about this before. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's just me. In that situation, maybe they thought, "Hey, mom must have ordered something or something like that. Let me
Yeah.
open the door and grab that for mom." You just don't know.
Right. Right. And
Yeah.
then once they enter the house, at first, it doesn't look like it's going to be as chaotic as it
Mhm.
is. But
No.
I do want to give a warning again.
Mhm.
If anybody is squeamish or sensitive or any of that, this is a major,
Mhm.
major viewer discretion is advised, because you are going to hear things, you are going to see things. There are certain things that are blurred out,
Mhm.
but there are parts in there that literally have almost made Nate and I cry. So I just want
Mhm.
to give that warning. When they do go in there, they do separate. Like I said, they have the dad
Mhm.
in the kitchen, they have the son in what I would assume would be like a family room or a dining room.
Like a living room, yeah.
And then they have the mom in the bedroom, and the two kids
Mhm.
are there. And when these crimes happen and when these killings take place, they do not separate the 5 and
Mhm.
3-year-old from the family. So they are
Mhm.
there
Mhm.
and they witness these crimes, and that's the part that's really hard to watch. So
Yeah.
if that's not something you want to see,
Mhm.
turn away. But yeah, so
So,
whenever you're ready.
I'll preface too, we're not gonna show the one camera angle because
Yeah.
it's more graphic than anything because it's in the one room. And
And we can
I'll give
talk.
them a shout out. So in order to get this, I signed up this one. It's a YouTube channel, and I follow them, and they post all these. And this kind of where I think we both watched the video on that, and I'm like, all right. So I saw they have the stuff on their Patreon channel, so I signed up for their Patreon because support other YouTubers and is a way for us to show the actual footage too. So, but yeah, let's we'll let this play out. This is a couple minutes. This is like the
I think
entire
it
interaction.
was like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Again, viewer discretion advised.
Mhm.
You are going to hear things, you are going to see things, and this is the clip that almost gets us every time. So I
Yeah.
just want to give that warning.
All right. I'm gonna hit play.
Okay.
So this is right after they got in the house.
And right now, I think they're struggling with the dad and the son.
Yeah.
That's the son that they're walking in.
Mm-hmm. Dad's in the kitchen back there.
Correct.
Yeah, they're definitely fighting with the dad in the kitchen up at the top there.
Correct. And you hear the son yelling for his mom.
Yeah.
So during this time,
so the kids are just walking around.
One of the children.
That's the younger one.
During this time, one of the gunmen is in the bedroom trying to get the mom to come out. And sometime during this, she's able to call 911.
Yeah.
And sets the phone down.
And the police thought it was just like a domestic disturbance. They didn't know what was really going on. They just knew they were screaming and shouting and stuff like that. So.
And this is where the other one brings brings one of the children out. And the reason we're not showing the other camera angle is because unfortunately the gunman was hitting the mother with the weapon, with another child in their presence.
All right, wait a minute. Go get it. Get it. Go get it. It's right here. Get it. Come on, open it. Don't move.
Like we said before, there's a secret drawer, but
There's a key. Go get it.
No, it's in the side.
Hurry up. Where? Get it.
Right here. There's a secret key. There's a skeleton key.
Hey,
Oh my God!
If he move again, I'm gonna pop this motherfucker. Hey, how? Open that shit up. Open the door.
I have the secret key.
Come on, let's go.
So he's trying to hand him a toy and all that. So he doesn't know what's going on, you know?
No.
If he move, fucking knock his shit up. Right.
And the son is staying down to try to de-escalate the situation, which was very smart on his part.
They're still looking for money and stuff like that. This is where she says that's all we have is coming up.
Right here.
This is still just, what, 2 minutes later since they first made entrance into the house, so.
Yeah, like we said, this entire
That's all the money we have.
invasion took 7 minutes start to finish.
Ow! Ow! No, please don't! Please don't! Please don't! Please don't! That's all we have!
If you're squeamish,
That's all we have! It's all we have! Oh my God! It's all we have! Oh my God! No! Oh my God! No! It's all we have! Oh my God! Where are my babies?
I have money for you.
Where are my babies?
I'm going to stop it there.
Okay. Yeah, so that's how quickly,
Terrible.
yeah, how quickly like things went south there in a matter of minutes.
Well, and I don't know if you noticed, but you know, that puppy was on top of the son. That was his dog. This puppy is trying to protect his owner. The mother had, you know, the one child was around her leg when he took her into the bedroom. And, you know, we stopped the video because you do hear the mother also get shot. And at that point, both kids start screaming uncontrollably, which is the really hard part because they literally were in the rooms when their entire family just got murdered for nothing, for money, literally for money. And it's really hard to watch.
Yeah, it was totally senseless too. Like, no reason for it. Like, could have just left.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Well, and if she said that's all we have, that's all we have. What do you think you're going to get out of from killing them? You know, and clearly you looked into the camera. You know they have your face, unless it was because he wasn't wearing a mask and he thought they were going to be able to identify him, but they identified him anyway. And, you know, from what I read is after they left, they ran down the driveway, got into their just standard car. They drove their actual car there and they drove away. And the phone was still on or was still connected to 911 when this happened. So the dispatcher that was trying to help heard the gunshots, heard the kids screaming. And from everything I could find, from the minute they left the door to the police arriving was literally 3 minutes.
Yeah, literally it was a matter of minutes that they would have been there.
And it's like the police were so close. I mean, there's just this whole case just it is really depressing and sad. But you know, reading more from it, you know, like you said, they did target this house because the father was, and he was under investigation for drugs. And, you know, it's not common knowledge, but it's an assumption that drug houses have lots and lots of money, or they have drugs that could result in more money. And, you know, the weird thing, and I think I told you this, is I found it really odd because I did try to look up the attackers. And, you know, their names are plastered all over Google and ChatGPT and AI and all that stuff. But there was no prior offenses listed. It said that they didn't have any prior arrests and they didn't have any prior offenses. And I remember like texting you and being like, I don't believe and I don't understand how you go from nothing to a triple homicide in front of 2 children.
Yeah. So the only thing and I said I would respond to you, and I didn't want to bring it up.
You did.
I do think this was just planned to be a normal robbery, and that was going to be it. But if you watch in the kitchen, the father rushes one of the guys, and I think that's when things go south, because as soon as that happens, he gets shot. Then the stepson runs in to see what's going on to try to help, and then he gets shot too, and then they shoot the mother. So I think it was just because of the father doing that. Like, you saw the stepson was kind of just chill, just I'm staying out of it. Let me take what you need.
Mhm.
I think they got scared at that point and then had to, basically end everybody just to, leave no witnesses, not realizing everything was already caught on camera at that point. So maybe.
Well, and I do agree with
Mhm.
you, because watching that video when that gunshot
Mhm.
goes off, so the dad had one single
Mhm.
gunshot point blank to the
Yeah.
head. When you hear that first gunshot, you do hear one of the attackers go, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
And then that's when
Mhm. That's when,
the son rushes in, and
Mhm.
and everything starts to happen. So I do agree with
Yeah.
you that maybe it wasn't intended to be a homicide, but that's how it
Yeah.
went. And they were very sloppy about it
Oh, yeah.
too. When the police arrived, they found the victims. They found ammunition on the ground. They found broken magazines, which I'm assuming is from the pistol whipping these victims. There were fingerprints on the boxes, or on the box that the first guy brought in.
Yeah.
So they didn't even try to cover any of that. And there was, DNA all over the place. And
All everywhere.
clearly the video, which
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they have it or not, or if they knew about it or not, but
Mhm.
there was just so much evidence against these three guys
Yeah.
that I think this is probably the quickest arrest that ever happened.
Yeah. It was a matter of what? I think 2 hours later they had the main guy, because one, there was video of the car leaving. Clear as day, they got the license plate, went right to this guy's house. He's getting ready to leave in the same car.
And what they find in the trunk.
They found the UPS outfits in a backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, he never worked for UPS. That's what he was telling the cops and stuff like that. But then, bam, right there in the backpack is the uniform. So
yeah, I mean, that's like the phrase, like being caught with a smoking gun. Like,
yeah.
You have the evidence, you have it all in your car. You're driving the car with, like, you didn't even think about taking your license plate off.
Get rid of anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hide the car for a minute. But like that goes to show too, I don't think they weren't experienced. They weren't trying to do any of that. They just thought, hey, this will be easy money. Let's go, get the money and be on our way. I don't think any of it played out the way they thought it was going to.
Yeah. Well, and the crazy thing too is 2 of the attackers were brothers.
Yeah.
On top of that. So it's like, you leave all this evidence, you still have the car, you just I don't want to say accidentally, because it wasn't an accident. And then you have the 2 brothers. And it's like, I don't know. It's just the way this whole case happened was just absolutely crazy. And then I know that you had sent me something that I didn't find about the 20-year-old son.
Yeah, so unfortunately, he worked for a tree cutting company, and this happened on a Friday. Thursday night, his boss called him and said, "Hey, we're not going to need you tomorrow. Can you, don't bother coming in. Skip tomorrow." But he was home. He wouldn't have been home. He would have been at work if that hadn't happened. So I know part of the article was the boss blaming himself for a lot of it, but like, you can't do that. Like, you had no clue any of that was just happening. And by all accounts too, from the article, people that knew the stepson, like, somebody was playing video games with him the night before, and he was excited to have the day off to, do things he needed to do, or do whatever he wanted to do. So you never know. You just never know.
Well, the question in my head too is, the son was the one who opened the door. If he wouldn't have been home, Like if he would have been at work, would the door even have been opened, or
Yeah.
was the dad preoccupied, the mom preoccupied with the children? Like, would
Yeah,
this
they
even
didn't
have
know.
happened? But anyway, like you said, we'll say the aggressor, the main person in the video, he was arrested like 2 hours later.
Yeah.
And actually, they've already convicted him. So he went to court. He was charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder. And while he was waiting trial, he was set on a multi-million-dollar bail. So he wasn't getting out.
He wasn't getting out anytime.
He was not getting out. And I think that was in early of 24.
Yeah.
That
he was the first one, yeah.
Right. And he was the one that like the car belonged to and all that.
Yeah.
And because of the cameras, they were quickly able to identify the other two, the two brothers. But they also faced multiple charges of first-degree murder, robbery, breaking and entering, and child endangerment. They had several charges added on top of it. And I believe that they are still in the process of trial.
Nope. Actually,
from what I've heard,
that
it was like April.
This happened back in December. They did go to trial, and they all got found guilty too. So that was quick and easy. All of them life without parole.
Okay, so I know
mainly because of the
main guy was life in prison without parole.
They got life without parole too, and it was mainly because of the severity of the crime, and just with the kids being there, the judge decided not to even give him a chance for parole in the future, even though the one, absolutely, like the severity of it with the kids being there, like just how brutal the whole thing was, like.
Right.
Yeah, they don't deserve the chance to ever come out for that.
Well, and I know that one of the brothers, he was pretty young. I think he was only like 19 or 20 himself. So he just ruined his entire life because he followed in his brother's footsteps, and it's awful. And the hard part about that too is the children. We were really discussing if we were going to show it or not. And before the show started, I was like, yeah, we're going to show it. People can turn away. And then it got to that point. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do this to people. But, after the shootings happen, the 5-year-old and the 3-year-old, they're screaming, they're running around. And children, I believe the 3-year-old, correct, is in the bedroom where the mom has been shot and killed. And I know this, if you want to say, because I know that you said this was the part that got you.
So the older brother, the 5-year-old, the 3-year-old really did not know what was going on. He started like to climb on the mom after she had already been shot. The 5-year-old, who, at 5 years old, for him to know what just happened, like grabs the little brother by his legs and drags him out of the bedroom away from the mom. For a 5-year-old to have to do that is insane to me. And to have the wherewithal to be like, no, like he knows what's going on, but his brother doesn't. Get him out of there.
He drug his brother to the living room, and the way that the house was set up, you couldn't see the kitchen and you couldn't see the bedroom. And when the cops arrived, I believe the kids were actually sitting on the couch. So the 5-year-old brother shielded and protected his younger brother by not allowing him to see that, and putting him in a location where he wasn't able to, peripheral see his parents and his brother shot either. And you're right. The fact that a 5-year-old knew to do that, most 5-year-olds, if they're scared, they're going to cling to their parents. So the fact that he knew that was just traumatizing in itself. And then I don't know, do you have the video of when the police arrive?
I do actually. Yep.
So like we said, it was 3 minutes and the police arrive. And
it was all within like a matter of like minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So literally from start to finish, when the police showed up, it was 10 minutes. So shortest crime ever.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to hit play.
It's not up here yet.
No.
Oh, I think it is. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you can hear the cops outside now. That's the 5-year-old there. The little one's just playing with the PlayStation game.
And did you see how like weary he was to look around
Yeah.
that corner when he wasn't like that originally?
No.
There's another kid. Come here, buddy.
Typical 3-year-old playing with a remote and stuff like that, not knowing what's going on.
Well, and the cops can't enter because from where the cops are, they can see 2 dead bodies to start with blood everywhere.
Yeah.
So they don't know that the house is secure or not.
Yeah,
and that's
they need
why
to make sure the kids are out first before they
Correct.
even go in.
And that's why they're calling for them instead of.
Come here, buddy.
Mhm.
Come here. I need you to
And the
come
sad
with
part is he has to walk right
Come
past
here, buddy.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy. Come here.
because you can
Come here.
see the legs.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. Come here. Come here, little. Come here, little.
There you go.
Come here, bud.
So that just shows, like the kid, you know what I mean? Like he didn't really know. Like the one as soon as he looked and saw it was the police, he ran. But how innocent the 3-year-old was and all that, and not really know what's going on.
And that's probably best for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things that I had to do after watching this case and looking into it so much is I had to know like what happened to the children. So when the police removed the children, they did originally place them into protective custody just for their safety, because right away, that same day, the police definitely knew that this was a targeted attack. They just weren't 100% sure on why. They had speculations and all of that, but they placed the children in protective custody. And then long term, the children have been placed with a relative. They thankfully, and I love that the media did this, they did not release the family's names and they didn't release the children's names. They just said it was extended family. And then that way they're trying to keep them out of the public eye for their safety, their privacy, and their mental stability at that age.
Yeah.
So, the kids are with family at least. They weren't put into the system that could possibly end up causing more trauma than what they've already experienced.
Yeah. And all of that happened within 7 minutes. Crazy to think of. The cops would have been there a little sooner. If it's just a lot of what ifs. Well,
and it keeps bothering me because we hear about this case where they pretended to be UPS. There's that case right now that's really big where the FedEx driver kidnapped a 7-year-old playing in her front yard just by being friendly, because we all assume UPS. And I mean, I do the same thing. If I see Amazon, I wave. It's the same person every day. But we really don't know these people. And there are horrible individuals pretending to be UPS, FedEx, Amazon, gas companies, construction companies. I just heard that the newest scam is that they will come to your house pretending to be the gas company and saying, you need to open the door. There's a gas leak and we need to check your pipes. We need to check whatever. And as soon as you let them in, this happens.
Yeah.
And it's been all over. And, it's horrible that it happens, but I've used it as a teaching method or a teaching lesson for my son. Like I straight out told him, I'm like, I don't care if that is grandma, grandpa, nana. I don't care who is standing at that door. You do not answer it unless I or daddy tell you to answer that door. And he just said, well, what if grandpa's there? I don't care. Grandpa will wait. I will answer the door, And it's like, nobody comes over without telling us anyway. But it's just the fact that you have to tell your children, like, you can't even answer the door for people because who's standing, how my house is set up. Who's standing right by the garage? It's just, it's a terrible thing that our children, they can't play, you got to keep an eye on them when trucks are driving in. And it's a really sad sad place.
Which is crazy because me growing up, I don't know about you, like that was never a thing. You just go outside, have fun, like come back later.
Yeah,
Now it's things you gotta worry about.
well, I like my dad would work third shift and he would be like, listen, I'm going to be in the living room. You play outside. If you come in, if you need me, if I'm sleeping, wake me up. And I would go play outside. I would ride my bike and rollerblade and all this stuff. And the neighbors at that time, you know, all of our neighbors were close and they were older. So they were normally like porch sitters. But I never worried about being taken or kidnapped but also, you know, we didn't have the UPS and the FedEx and the Amazon and, you know, people were ordering packages like they are now. So we didn't have those people to pretend to be.
No.
But it's a different time. And I'm sure the crime was still happening. We just didn't see it because if you think this case was not on the news at all.
No.
And I am surprised. I saw it on TikTok.
Yep. I mean, we see a lot of this stuff on TikTok and YouTube and stuff now. Like
the
I said,
Athena case is on TikTok. I have not seen it on the news. And these are cases that should be on the news.
Yeah.
And they're not.
It's just crazy how everything can happen in the blink of an eye. Like, just makes me think of like you and the whole bank situation too. Like how quickly things could change like that. You just, in this day and age, you just have to be more mindful and like almost not trust anybody.
Yeah.
As bad as it is to say, don't trust people.
Yeah.
Unless
It's
you
terrible.
know them. Yeah.
See, and you guys think I'm crazy for.
Nope. People are crazy.
People are crazy. People are crazy. But, you know, I think now that we just basically depressed everyone, we should try to end on a good note, end on something happy and positive.
Yeah.
I guess the one takeaway is don't answer your door unless you really know who it is. And if you have a package that needs a signature, just tell them
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'll go pick it up.
Unless you're buying alcohol, you probably shouldn't need a signature anyway.
Yeah, no.
So that's our takeaway.
Yeah.
But Nate, tell me something good. Tell me something positive so we can end this night on a high note.
Man, after that, there's not a lot that was positive, but
what about last Friday was a positive?
Dunkirk, the whole Dunkirk episode is out now, so we could talk about that for a little bit. That was a fun one. Definitely a fun one because you hadn't been there before. And you know, we had Brad, my cousin, came with us. He does stuff every once in a while, so it was fun to get him out. But
and
I think
had the best one-liner.
Walking down to the basement.
Yes. When I was doing review, and I don't even know if he realized that he said it, but you know, it was after Tom's solo, and Tom had a very intense solo down there. And to the point where, you know, Brad had to go get him because of what was going on. And once Tom left the house, Brad turns around and marches right to the basement. And as soon as he gets to the basement, he goes, "Well, hello, my friends." And when I was doing a review, I lost it. I was dying laughing at that.
I had to leave it in there too, just because I thought it was funny.
Well, and I don't feel like he was nervous, scared.
No.
I mean, I don't feel like the majority of us were. My solo was fantastic. I had a great time.
Mine, I was just debunking stuff because the walkie-talkies kept setting stuff off.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it seems like every time we go somewhere, something wants to mess with Tom, though. Poor Tom in the basement kept seeing people. I said, "Oh, God."
Well, and you know what's funny is I was waiting for for him to turn the camera to the stairs because we also saw it.
Yeah.
From where we were
watching,
And I don't think anybody that watches the episode, so when we did the solo, you know, most people are like just in a different room or whatever. Like we were completely in a whole nother building. Outside, that was, I don't know how, a football field from, you know, and we had to walk down a long walkway. And
so we weren't close.
No, we weren't close. And I still wish to this day that we would have filmed because me, you, and Brad in that, like, you know, main room or main building that we were waiting in. Oh my gosh, we were dying in there with Tom and his comments. in the
Tom
basement.
was making us laugh. We were
Mhm.
having a good time. But I mean, and apparently the spirits there too thought it was funny too, because the EVP we caught at the very end, we were joking and we're like, you said thanks for not making my experience solo horrible,
Mhm.
and I said like Tom's, and then we caught the voice on the EVP say yeah.
Yeah.
So they thought it was hilarious too, I think.
Well, and I wonder because, the whole time we were there, none of us were really nervous. And all Tom kept saying is,
Hmm.
I don't want to go to the basement. I don't want the
Yeah.
basement. And when we
Mhm.
were picking the solos, he
Yeah.
got the basement. And
Yeah.
I wonder, because, military, those guys are normally like jokesters and they like to have a good time and they're
Yeah.
silly. And I think, like, for me, it was very calm. I did feel like
Yeah.
they were kind of messing with me because every time I would stand up, that thing would turn off.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. But nothing malicious, nothing scary. But I don't, and maybe they were just targeting Tom
Yeah. Well,
because they
he
already knew
even
he didn't want to be
yeah,
there in the
and
basement,
he
at least.
even said before, like every time he goes there, somebody says his name on an EVP in the basement. So he had
Yeah.
already kind of had a preconceived notion not wanting to go to the basement. So that's why we all had a good time when he drew the basement, because we thought it was the greatest thing in the world. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, and what you don't see on video, which kind of helps Tom's case being in the basement, being nervous, is when we were down there, and we didn't show it because it was a certain area, but while we were down there, I actually got scratched.
Yeah, yeah. Something scratched you in the one room back there, but yeah, because of where it was, we couldn't show it because
Yeah.
you gotta pay extra for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It scratched me like right below, where the bra
Yeah.
hits. And and it was a big scratch. So I knew whoever had the basement was going to be in for it a little bit more than the rest of us.
Yeah.
But I was not expecting to see a
Yeah.
full-on apparition at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, like you said though, the whole time I was in there by myself, it's definitely a different feeling when you're by yourself, because you don't have the other people there and it's just you could hear everything. So it does feel a little different. So right when you walk in, I felt a little uneasy, but it was more so because, like I said, you're by yourself, you're not used to it. So once you settle into it, it really wasn't that bad, because all the stuff I had happen, was debunkable stuff that I could figure out, like because of the walkie-talkie. And I left that in there because I wanted to show people, yeah, we don't fake that stuff. I could have been like, oh, look at this thing going off constantly like that. That's crazy. No, we figured it out. So I'm like, well, on to the next person. So
even with the window, if you remember when we were
yeah, so I know she was talking about the window. Oh, you're back.
Am I back?
Yeah,
I'm on the opposite side.
You're on the opposite side now.
Now it's going to throw me off. No, but if you remember when we were walking around originally, we could hear the window upstairs and it kept sounding like something was banging and rattling. And we went upstairs and debunked it, and none of that's even in there. And we could have, it would have been easy to play that off too, but
yeah, it was super windy out that night.
Fake it.
No, exactly. Not like some people. We won't go there, but yeah, it was super windy and actually froze again, but I'll keep going. Just being able to like walk around and figure things out at the same time. And I know, Ashley doesn't talk super a lot about her abilities and stuff like that, but being able to go have Ashley sit on the stairs, we left that in there. She hadn't went up. You're good. I'm still talking about. I kept going. I'm a professional. But you sat on the stairs and we didn't tell you what was upstairs. We wanted you to kind of guess what was upstairs, and you absolutely figured it out before you even got up there. The whole, like, you were talking about, like, army and, like, people fighting and stuff like that, and literally the whole upstairs is a museum for the military. Like, each room, there's a separate room for everything. One thing we didn't show up there, just because of the the weight of it. There's an actual World War II like Germany flag. We'll call it German flag.
Mhm.
You know
A
what
lot
we're
of
talking about.
relics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that came right from Germany. But yeah, a lot of it's was worn by people and was donated to them, and so a lot of that stuff probably carries a little bit of energy with it, I would assume. But
Well, and I think I would agree with you. When I first walked in for my solo, one, I was excited to get the second
Mhm.
floor, just because there were so many different artifacts and things
Mhm.
from actual people.
Mhm.
Um, I was a little nervous when I walked in, but when I went up to the second floor and I started talking about my grandpa, who
Mhm.
had also served in the Navy, and I was sitting in the Navy room, it
Mhm.
was like instant comfort. And it was
Yeah.
kind of like I felt like I was surrounded, but in a really good way.
Yeah.
It was like, talking with
Yep.
friends or
Mhm.
talking and hearing stories. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I thought it was a really, really cool location.
Yeah, there's just a lot of history there between, the actual lighthouse itself and, you know, the fact that the War of 1812 started literally, within walking distance from there, head that way, head towards Buffalo. All that land in general, the outside, we didn't really spend a lot of time outside because of how windy it was. We couldn't really go out there. It was windy, it was kind of rainy,
Mhm.
but we've walked the grounds there before outside and got stuff to happen. So,
Yeah, and we wanted to because we went to the
mhm,
top of the lighthouse, but we just could
yeah,
not risk taking the equipment up there.
no, not with how windy
Someone was
it
gonna
was.
lose a
Yeah.
camera. Yeah, it was
So, yeah.
bad.
But I mean, if people are looking for a place to go, that's one that's not super well known.
Mhm.
It's been, they do investigations. You reach out through their website and stuff like that. So I would highly recommend going to Dunkirk if you've never done a lighthouse, because lighthouses are fun.
Yeah.
It's it's like the typical horror, like ghost story. It's a haunted lighthouse. So
And it's harder to get to the top of a lighthouse than I expected.
mhm.
It was a lot harder. I'm pretty sure, like,
Uh-huh.
w I had one of you guys below me, like, just
Uh-huh.
catch me if I
Yeah.
fall.
And it's kind of funny. We can kind of talk about it because after this we kind of got going on another one maybe later in the
Mhm.
future, which I think will probably work out. Another lighthouse
Yeah.
kind of fell into our lap, so I'm excited for that one too because that one's actually real close to me, and I've been there a few times just to do tours. So,
Yeah. Well, and I like too the way that that came about because,
mhm,
like people who watch this episode, especially, we have evidence and we have things coming through, but it's not
mhm.
jump scares. It's not
No,
screaming, yelling, running around. Oh my
yeah,
God, demons.
mhm,
Um, because that's just not us. If that's
no,
not what's happening, we're not going to tell you that that's what's happening.
no,
We're going to give you the EVP that we got. And,
mhm,
I think that's part of the paranormal is the shows on TV, they leave out that a place can be haunted and just not be active that
mhm,
night.
yeah,
Um, so I hearing what they said about us as a team and us as our shows saying like
mhm,
we like that you guys are not
mhm.
typical yellers, screamers, running
Screamers,
around,
demon,
dropping demonic,
uh-huh,
I like that. And that was kind of like a yay us moment.
yeah, us, yeah.
Like
Well,
I
yeah,
took it
we're
as a
not.
compliment.
No, I mean, don't get us wrong. We do have fun and we'll
Mhm.
joke. It's just who we are.
Oh, yeah, Broadhead, you scared that I think I screamed louder there than
Uh-huh.
anywhere. You Yeah,
Uh-huh.
there's another episode you guys will see. We have Broadhead Manor, and
Uh-huh.
Nate jumps out, scares me. I scream, and I think I fell to the floor. I'm not 100% sure.
You might have. You might have. Well, as I went ahead just a little bit, but that's fine. It was fun.
Yeah, it's
Um,
fun. Now, our next one, I think,
there's
shows like Doss House is one that's gonna be coming up, and
mhm.
that one was insane. That was
That was a little more intense than
Mhm.
Dunkirk. We got a couple like voice things at Dunkirk, but at this next one we got quite a bit. So I don't
Yeah,
want
I'm
to get
pretty
too far
sure
into it, but
we all dropped the F-bomb, I can at least say that
multiple times, yeah.
multiple times.
Multiple there, especially there's one spot where we definitely did. I can't wait to
Mhm.
talk about that one because we got a lot there. One of the craziest nights.
Are
Yeah.
you talking about the one that I literally watched the footage over and over trying to debunk it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait for people to see. Yeah, there was something that happened, and we're all like, there's no way. There's no way.
Mhm.
We literally watched the footage over and over and over and contacted the owner and everything we could to debunk it, and we just couldn't.
We just couldn't. So
Mhm.
that's a good one. I'm just getting started on a lot of the broadhead stuff now. So, but
That was a good one too.
DOS is that should be out probably within a month. I hope.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty close to it. I think it's just color correction time now. So
Yep. And I think with Broadhead, that shows my weaknesses of being able to remember names. Because every name that they told us, I screwed up and said something different.
and you told us something different.
I did. And I even texted you, I was like, take me saying this name out of the footage.
Yeah.
But then watching it, I said that name 100 times. I was like,
funny.
oh, it's the wrong name. It's similar, but it's the wrong name.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's okay. It happens.
Yep. So yeah, and then we got some events coming up here in the next little bit too. So we're starting to line up for the summer and stuff. Now that it's finally starting to warm up a little bit, we can come outside.
Right. Well, and
it's almost May.
The good part is DOS House will be dropping in May. And then in June, we're at Creep It Real, which is ran by the owners of DOS House. And it's the location that the festival is taking place is only 20 minutes from DOS House. So it's really cool to have the episode drop. And, you know, we're going to be playing the episode while we're there. And we're going to be doing, not investigations. We're going to be doing interviews and all that stuff like we normally do. But I just think it's really cool that that's the episode that's dropping right before we get to go spend the weekend with amazing people at a really cool place. So
yeah, we got a lot coming up. It should be a fun little summer.
Yeah, it should be. And we got the Culture Con in September, which is going to be amazing. I keep sending you random videos that I'm getting, but there's going to be a lot of really cool people there. And
lots of really cool people, lots of different kinds of people, celebrities.
You know what's weird is that this only started happening once we started talking about the locations.
Right? What's going on here? That's kind of crazy.
You know what it is? I have to tell you, this is so completely off topic, but I'm going to tell you guys. So everybody knows from my Facebook that I redid this room. Okay. This room was awful, terrible, like weird tan, right? So I have this haunted doll. Okay. And I keep her on my desk and I talk to her and I, whatever. Well, when I was painting, I went to go put her into the closet. And this is my office / guest bedroom. So like I'm in here a lot. I'm in here for the podcast. I'm in here for work. I'm in here a lot. And nothing ever happens in here. Nothing. But I went to put Maria into the closet and I accidentally like banged her head off the top bar where you put the hangers. And as soon as I hit her head, the lights in here all flickered. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So I've been trying to be like extra nice. And I was like, I didn't do it on purpose. I'm so sorry.
We've got no dolls here.
So maybe she might still be mad at me. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit. She's messing with the computer.
Maybe. But anyway, I think that was a better ending to
a little happier, but
starting with. But
moral of the story: don't open doors for people you don't know.
Yes, 100%. And we haven't discussed our next episode yet, so there's a couple we have in mind, but we'll keep you guys posted.
Yep, we'll post about it once we figure out what we want to do.
Yep. So Nate, for the people that are only listening and can't see us, where can everybody find us?
We are popular on the Spotify. We're Apple Podcasts. We are on SoundCloud, I believe. We're on pretty much everywhere you listen to podcasts.
And if you're listening to us and you want to watch us in our beautiful faces, we are on YouTube at Realm of Darkness 04.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.